This is a nice way to start the video for the Burleigh Golf Club, but when you look carefully you'll see the two curlews under the jacaranda tree. I quite like. They're big birds, the curlews. Anyway, we'll move on. Yeah, see those gates that are black already, and then they join onto the they join onto the galvanised fence. So we just got to bear in mind when our new fence starts, we've got to be, they've got to have, I'll be capable of taking those two. I guess we just get new brackets, don't we? We do have to consider that, how the gates join onto the new fence. So there's the fence that's got to be replaced. Looks fairly straightforward. Here's the detail of the pit that we'll have to do something to incorporate the runoff through the garden once we pull the fence out to this new alignment. You can sort of see where that works. And back this way. So yeah, Joel might want to measure how far out that's, oh, it doesn't really matter. We just project a line through, don't we? Yep. If I come back over here, that, just make sure that rock has to go, and we've got to allow to mount the, whatever the sign's called, the hole sign, onto the new, I guess that's just going to be sandstone. It makes sense. But you know, there's nothing wrong with that piece maybe being a bit bigger, a bit of a feature piece. I think that would look quite nice. A bigger piece than what's there now. So when I say bigger, it could be about a metre high, and even 600 or 800 high, and maybe a natural stone, natural shape. I reckon that would look much smarter. And I think we could do something more interesting as far as the pot goes too. The rubbish tin, I don't know if we need to change the rubbish tin, Joel, do we? Rubbish tin okay?
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's going to get covered with bird poo anyway. But the sand pot, I think we can modernise to keep in with everything else. And I'll just do the lap round so Joel can see how far. You've measured where that tree is in the garden, or you will?
I will, yeah.
Just so we can see it from all angles. Yep. The water fountain's going. Where this sand bucket card is, it's probably just okay to stay where it is, I think. Yeah, the buggies can pull up right next to it then. Yeah, it's very serviceable where it is, so it might as well just stay where it is, as is, on the new concrete. No one really made a comment about that, so here's that. I'll make this part one, but here's the new, well, here's the main garden we've got to do. Joel will have a height difference there, but it's perfect for the sandstone blocks on this side. We set a core 10 edge around the front. It might be a single block, then two blocks, then a single block, however it works, with some planting in between, but we definitely have to have the planting in between in maybe 300mm pots, because they definitely want to stop people walking through between the rocks. And a nice core 10 edge around the front, maybe with some gravel between the edge and the rock. I think that would be a nice detail. And perhaps we could even just put a random sandstone block in this little garden here as well, just so it flows through. I did mention to Joel, we'll see what we can do as far as this pad goes, but it needs to be renewed. And they didn't mind the idea that there's a couple of well, I don't mind the idea, a couple of sandstone blocks around the back of that. There'll need to be a core 10 edge on the other side of it as well, and maybe just the gravel. But again, I don't mind the idea of a couple of plants around it, just so that this theme here flows all the way through to here, because they said they want that we've got the sandstone over there, and they want that sandstone look to flow through over to here, which would work nicely if it was a couple of rocks put around that, and then maybe even just a single one in that garden, and flowing through to this garden here. I think that's mounded up to deter people walking through it, so we'll have to consider that. I'll just go up here very quickly. We had these two little gardens here that we need to pull a stone out of and give them a finish, a more serviceable finish. Go and have a look.
Yeah. That's right. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, the rocks have to go. Just too rough to walk on when you step out of the carts. This is apparently where all the carts are lined up for the pro shop. So, and here's the other garden here. So that's where it lines up, the corner of that service pit. That's callistemon. I can't remember what it's called. Great balls of fire, I think. Callistemon great balls of fire. Yeah. No irrigation in there. No planting. No, it doesn't work. It's just got to be serviceable. But I'm just thinking, it's a shame to friggin'. Hey, now could that be synthetic grass? It probably could. It probably could to avoid having a patch of concrete. Yep. I'll do a part 2.